All right, guys. So these are my top 3 tips for beginner collectors and investors. Please bear with me. I am super tilted right now because I recorded this like 2 times and each time I finished the video, but first time mic was off, second time the camera was like super messed up. And so this is my 3rd time. I mean, 3 for 3. We will do it. Let's just get into it. So basically these tips that I'm going to give you guys are more of like a general kind of like tips, I guess, as opposed to being like, oh, you should do this and you should buy this and you should invest in this. It's more of just how I approach things and my own like mindset on things and how I think those like will help you guys as collectors and investors in the hobby. And so let's just get into it. So basically, first one, collect what you love. It's easy. Honestly, it's corny, but you just gotta buy things that you like, because if it hits for you, it's gonna hit for someone else. You know what I mean? It's just like you just have to follow your heart and your gut with these things, because no one has like an answer of like what to do, like what's worth buying and what's worth collecting and what, you know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, the decision is on you. And if you're gonna make a decision, you might as well make a decision that you like. You might as well buy something that you like, and even if it becomes worthless, that you still enjoy it as a person. Like you enjoy it as the thing, the object, you know? And it's just like, I think that's just really important, especially in the landscape today of like all these people coming into the hobby, really like being like, what should I invest in? What should I buy? What's worth buying? You know what I mean? And it's like, what's worth buying is what you enjoy. And it's like, granted, there are like more, like you have to do your research. You know what I mean? Spoilers to one of the other like tips, but as long as you do your research and you buy what you like, there's like no L you can take, because like you enjoy it and it's gonna sit and you're gonna like look at it and be hyped on it. That's all that matters. And usually, like I said, if you buy something you like, other people like it too for some reason. It just hits in the soul. You know what I mean? You just gotta like, it's just that like subconscious thing where certain things hit people, and you just gotta figure out what that is for you, and it'll just come. So that's that. I mean, if you guys want examples, I literally just bought 2 of these. I love Vaporeon. Oh, my nose is so itchy. But I love Vaporeon, and so I bought these. I literally just bought these the other day. These Water Blast decks, sealed. These are super sick. You guys can check them out. But I bought these for $100 like a couple weeks ago, and they already skyrocketed. They're already up to like I saw one sell for $240 on eBay like yesterday, and that's like super wild. And it's literally just because I like Vaporeon. EVs are sick, and Vaporeon was like my first holo card, and so just gotta run it like that. I guess another example of like following your instinct or like your gut that I've dealt with is this example right here. So this first edition Vaporeon, I literally had a choice between a PSA 10 first edition non-holo or a PSA 9 unlimited holo, and they were the same price when I was buying them. And so basically I ended up getting the 10, and I got the 10 because I feel like the holo, like look at this, like, or like the non-holo hits super hard. Like those bubbles, it just looks good. Like it looks good. Of course, like the first edition stamp and the 10 on the PSA makes a big difference too. But like, oh, like this, like the bubbles and stuff, like it just sold me. And so I bought it for like a very non-logical reason, a non-monetary reason. And this card like went up to like, I remember it sold for like 600. So just another example. It's just like, you just have to buy what you like. Also, buying what you like helps you weather the storm. Like if Pokemon tanks, which I mean, it won't tank, but I think there will be dips in the market. And if there's dips in the market, you as a investor, you don't care. You deal with all of that because you're like, oh, like I like this card. That's it. But if you buy a card because you're like, oh, it's worth $50, it's gonna be worth 500. Every day it's not worth 500. You're gonna think about it. I mean, unless you just put it in a vault and forget about it, but you're gonna like sit on it. I mean, I'm like, only rich people can put it in a vault and forget about it. But you're gonna think about it and be like, bro, like it's supposed to be worth 500, like it's this and that, you know what I mean? And it's too much pressure to put on yourself. It's too much pressure to put on your decisions. And so that's why you just gotta buy what you love. If you buy what you love, you can never take an L. And honestly, even if you take an L, it'll probably be a dub sooner or later, because You know what I mean? You just gotta trust your judgment. Like, your instincts and your feelings are like valid, and they happen for a reason. And in due time, usually most of those feelings will like come into fruition. Just my opinions. But so that's tip number 1. And then tip number 2 that I got for you guys is don't spend more than you have. Typically you don't want to spend, typically you just want to spend your excess income on investing in Pokemon cards. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's supposed to be fun. If you try to do this as a job or like as a hustle, honestly, you can do it as a job and a hustle. It's totally possible. You know what I mean? But if you do it too hard, it's gonna take its toll on you financially, like mentally, I think, personally. Because there's been points where I've put too much money into investment products and I have to sell it right away. Or like I have to sell it for like not what it's worth. You know what I mean? One example is like I bought a collection. It was like $100, but it had a PSA, or I had a first edition Electabuzz in it. I sold that for $50 because I was like, well, I need to move this to buy more Pokemon cards. You know what I mean? But I didn't know about grading then. I could have gotten graded. It probably would have been 10. It would have been worth like $800 right now. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then it's also like that subconscious stress it puts on you when you're spending money that you can't afford to spend. Stressful. It makes you make moves that you can't, like, it makes you make irrational moves because you're in the moment and you're stressed about money. So it's not really worth it. You know what I mean? Like, it's worth it. You should like not spend that much money on Pokemon cards. Like, you know your own budget. You know you as a person and how much you can spend when you're not being stressed. Like, that won't stress you out, you know? And so that's my one tip for that, because you just don't want to make irrational moves, and you don't want to have to sell things when you don't have to sell things, and you just don't want to like be caught up in that situation, because money problems suck. You know what I mean? So just spend what you can lose, pretty much. Like, when I bought these, I literally expected these. I was like, oh, this is $200 gone. I didn't in my mind say, oh, okay, I'm gonna sell these in like the future for like $500. That's probably the worst mindset to go in it with. It's to just buy something you like, put the money down, buy it with money that you can afford to lose, and just see where it goes from there. You know what I mean? You just gotta have fun with it. And I don't know, like, I think investing is a good move, but it's just, if it stresses you out, you're not gonna have a good time. On the other hand, too, on the flip side of that coin, whatever. Anyways, on the flip side, you gotta like, I get a lot of like messages about people who are like, oh, well, I don't have money to buy Pokemon cards, or like, I'm on a super budget. And so you gotta, how do I say this? You gotta make sacrifices, I guess, sometimes with Pokemon too. Like, spend a little bit more money. That's counter, like, how do I say this? It's like, make sacrifices so you can spend money, I guess. I guess one example I really have for that is like eating out a lot. Because I used to eat out a lot, and guess what? I cut that out. And because it's like every time you eat out, it's like $10. You know what I mean? So you do that 2 or 3 times a week. That's $30. You do that a month, so 30 times 4, that's like $120. You know what I mean? That's like a PSA 10 card in a pretty like good set, a non-holo. You can maybe even find a holo. You know what I mean? That's like a bunch of raw cards you could have bought, and that's like a binder collection you could have bought. You know what I mean? And so you just have to find ways to either make more money, which is like, oh, work, or you have to cut out things that you don't. I know some people don't want to hear that. I don't know. It's weird. Money is a weird thing. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to be real. But it's still, you just gotta cut some things out. You know what I mean? Like, I know some people, like, I don't know. If you smoke cigarettes, just quit smoking cigarettes. I know it's not that hard, but you know what I mean? Try to make it a goal. Reward yourself. Be like, oh, if I don't smoke this pack of cigarettes, I'll get myself some Pokemon cards. It'll just be like that. You just have to make sacrifices for what you want. And if you really want to collect and you really want to invest in Pokemon cards, there's corners you can cut and things you can cut out of your life to give yourself a little bit more financial not stability, like just a little bit more finances to put in Pokemon cards. You know what I mean? So that's the whole money thing. Sorry if it's like weird. I don't know. I feel weird talking about like specific money issues. But it just be like that, especially if we're talking about investing and stuff. But so last tip I got for you guys is do your research. I think this one is the most important tip personally. Um, it's a long-winded tip, but you just gotta like figure out what you like. Okay, so collect what you love. So figure out what you like, and then have some money for it, and then do your research. I honestly swear that is the holy trinity of like what you have to do to invest in Pokemon. It's just those three ideas, and you're golden. That's it. So you can literally invest in anything. Like let's say I like Vaporeon, right? Like I really like Vaporeon, so I'm gonna do this. So what I do, sorry, I'm having bad allergies. But so what I do is you gotta just go from the top down. Like you look at the craziest cards and then you go downwards. You know what I mean? Because then you can see what people are buying and for what like the crazy extreme prices and see why. And it helps you expand your horizons of like what you should get. It just like helps expand your like palette, like your taste of Pokemon. You know what I mean? And so like here, like I typed in Vaporeon PSA 10 and like the most like the highest sale is a gold star. So you're like, I mean, accounting for the Flareon and the Jolteon, take that out, but it's still like a couple K just for that Vaporeon when you count, like think about it. So you're like, all right, gold star Vaporeon, couple K. There you go. Then you got Topps Chrome Series 2 Vaporeon Sparkle. You know what I mean? Like already looking at this, if you didn't know about Pokemon, you're like, okay, gold stars are sick. You know, gold star here, like just look into it. And then if you want to look deeper, I could go down the gold star like pathway and look up gold stars. You know what I mean? Like then you go to gold star PSA 10 and look at it. You know what I mean? It keeps doing this, like switching to CCG. I hate that. So we go here, Rayquaza, $15,000. Oh no, that's Deoxys. Oh no, that's not Rayquaza. That's Latias. My bad. But yeah, no, so you see all these gold stars and they're crazy. You know what I mean? They be wild and so there's that. So you just gotta keep digging. So if you wanna keep going down the Vaporeon route, look, Vaporeon Unlimited Holo, $3,000. And so basically what you do with that information is you just keep digging. You look at all these different types of Vaporeons, or you look at like the different sets, like Japanese Play Promo Vaporeon is crazy. Oh, that's like another gold star, I think. But anyways, so yeah, and then we have like the Dark Explorers Championship like one, you know what I mean? Like there's so many different types of cards. Then we have the first edition PSA 10 right there. There's so many different types of cards and there's so many different types of sets. And so you just want to like do your research, dig as deep as you can. There's so much stuff in the rabbit hole. And that's why, I don't know, collecting's great. Like there's so many slept on things in Pokemon cards. There's thousands and thousands of different cards. And that's why like I'm like, you can collect whatever you like and you can thrive as long as you do your research. You just have to do your research. You have to find the cards that you like, that also you believe in, that are like undervalued in the market. And so that's that. Sorry, my allergies are killing me right now. But so that's the gist of that. One other tip for research I would say is looking at the set list right here, like the Pokemon set list. So we got base set, we got jungle, we got fossil. These are all the set lists and you can go look. Like if you want to learn about jungle, just go to eBay. Oh my god, where am I? Okay, so we'll go to eBay and we'll go to jungle and we'll go to Pokemon and we'll go to price highest shipping. These are crazy things. Someone bought a first edition booster box in English for $20,000. See, that gives you perspective already. Now you know how much the booster box is worth. Now you can gauge accordingly. You know what I mean? It's gonna be booster boxes for a while. These are wild. Anyways. Yeah, so you can dig deep. You know what I mean? Watch, what is this? Snorlax PSA 10 Unlimited Jungle. There you go. 3,000 OBO. Jungle. Certain jungle hollows are like hard to grade, so that's why they're worth a lot. You know what I mean? But yeah, guys. So you can go down the set list and look at various sets and just kind of research and see if there's anything worthwhile in these cards, like in these sets, and then you can like kind of gauge your like interest from there. Another way to think about things is lumping them into like categories. Like all the Wizards of the Coast cards are up to like, I would say here, I mean Wizards of the Coast made Skyridge and stuff, but I would say like I just there's like all the vintage cards, and there's like e-reader cards here, then there's the EX card series here, and then there's Diamond and Pearl, and then after that it gets a little bit newer. But just research this set and like this set list and think about things and dig deep. That's what I got for you guys today. Sorry for like cutting out or just being weird. I don't know, allergies. And then I don't know, recording it 3 times, kind of annoying. But yeah, I wanted to get that information out to you guys. This is stuff I kind of wish I knew when I first started. And so yeah, I think if you follow these 3 tips, like no cap, like you'll be chilling. It is the Trinity, because it's like you buy what you like, you don't spend money you don't have, and you do a lot of research. How can you lose? You know what I mean? Just always do your research. And yeah, like and subscribe, guys. Trying to make more content, been grinding it out. So yeah, I want to edit my videos better too. If you guys want me to do like better editing, I will do better editing. I'm actually kind of a goated video editor. I just like am taking this different approach to content making by like just record video, publish. You know what I mean? So I'll put in some extra time to edit if you guys want that, if you guys think it's necessary. If you guys made it this far, you guys are the goats. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, just DM me and I'll try my best. I've been getting a lot of questions, so I'm gonna try to like just answer them through YouTube videos and stuff. So, but yeah, I'll see you guys later. You guys have a good one. Good luck collecting and investing and all that stuff. Later.